Today, I belong to a district 9211. But as of today, we are 2 districts. And it will be my honor and pleasure to ask the host district, the governor of the host district, who will be represented by Major Donor Jen Kabugo, who is also a past assistant governor, to welcome you to this district. Jen.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone. I want to take the opportunity as the conference chair of the 96th Conference and Assembly for District 9211 to welcome you to the Africa Peace Concert. Thank you for joining us. Those who are here, you look wonderful. You are ready for the concert. Those who are online, I am certain that you are also eager and waiting for this concert. We are here for a very good cause, to raise money for the Africa Peace Fund. We have the first Rotary Peace Center in Africa, and we are privileged that it is hosted by this district. It is within this district. And therefore, it is right and fitting that the concert is organized by the same district to raise funds. I want to recognize, I am sure that our guest of honor for the event is online, Rotary International President nominee, Rotarian Jennifer Jones is online. You are most welcome, and we are privileged and happy and humbled to have you and host you tonight. In the house, we have our Rotary International President, personal representative, and a very great friend of our district, Rotarian Yinka Babalola. Thank you for loving us. We welcome you so much. Now that I have mentioned our Reaper and people have clapped, can I mention our RI President nominee once again so that I can hear a clap for Rotarian Jennifer Jones? Thank you, thank you. And as I conclude, I see our district governor, the district governor for District 9211, Rotarian Rosette Nabumba Nayenga, has just entered and is with us. I will leave that to the MC to decide on whether she should come up to talk to us or we'll talk at another time. Thank you very much, and let's all enjoy the concert.
Thank you very much, Jane. And because my governor is here, I would like her to come and wave to us as we go. And in a bit, we shall start this concert. And there she is, yes. So for my international delegates who are online, this is my district governor, 9211, Rosette Nabumba. Please say hello.
Hello. Hi. Hello, those of you who are here on site, all those who are on the platform, our international guests, our local guests, you are most welcome. Thank you very much for making time. I would like to welcome the Rotary International officials, the Rotary Foundation officials and leaders, regional coordinators, governors from all over the world, and the Rotarians, Rotaractors, partners, interactors, guests, everybody who has come. We are excited. Thank you very much for making time. Here in Kampala, where we are sitting, we are delighted that the Rotary International President saw it fit to send us a distinguished Rotarian who is here to serve as our chief guest for the conference which we are holding in Kampala. Thank you very much, our Ripa Yinka Babarora, for coming, because you have inspired us and we are ready to go as a district to do more work. As District 9211 and Zone 22, we are extremely delighted to host the Rotary Peace Center here in Uganda at Mackay University. Let's clap for that. And we thank all the contributors who have made it possible this evening to contribute to that cause. So I wish that you enjoy the evening. Please do enjoy everything wherever you are. You are most welcome. Enjoy the night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, District Governor Rossetti. So as you may have already heard, the Peace Center is located in the Great Lakes region. The Great Lakes region is also the heart of Africa. You may have heard, or you may know, that we've also had more than our fair share of conflict in this region. But I also want to tell you that this region has some of the most resilient people that you could find in the world. Some of the most hospitable people that you would find anywhere in the world. And so tonight, to take us off, I'd like to invite the Munye Children's Choir to welcome us and start off our concert. Put your hands together for the Munye Children's Choir.
Isitarare mwayariho Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Can I hear a more applause for the Banyarwanda? Yes, that was Rwanda. And Rwanda is a very nice country. The ladies are very peaceful. They imitate the beauty of a woman. That's why when the Banyarwanda ladies are dancing, they are very soft. Very soft. So if you did not take enough milk, you might not be able to dance Kinyarwanda. So for you to dance Kinyarwanda, you have to be very soft to show the beauty and the peacefulness of the Banyarwanda culture and the Banyarwanda women. So ladies and gentlemen, even the men, for the men, they are very strong. Because long time ago in Rwanda, they had their king called Umwami. And for you to become one of the people who are going to protect the king, you must be very strong. So this dance for the men, it was formulated just to show the strength of the men, to test their strength so that they can be able to protect their king. And that was Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen. And we are still taking you. And right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to another country, and that is none other than Nigeria. We have some Nigerians in the house. Yes, I guess there must be some other Nigerians watching us online. So let me hope you will enjoy the Nigerians. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. That was Nigeria. And ladies and gentlemen, we are still taking you. Those of you watching us from online, we are in our concert, and we are trying to show the beauty of Africa. Africa is very blessed. We have different tribes, and each tribe has its own cultural dance. This makes us very, very unique as Africans. And right now, we are going to another country, and that is none other than South Africa, the land of the Zulu. We are going to the land of the Zulu, and they have very many dances. They have the Ingoma, they have the Indiramu, and specifically today, we are going to showcase the Indiramu dance. And this dance is a war dance. Danced by both the ladies and the men, as they try to showcase the beauty of the Zulu, how the Zulu do it, their culture. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to South Africa and see what happens in the Zulu land. Those of you watching from online, let me hope you are enjoying. And those of you seated right here, we are trying to show you the beauty of Africa and how culture is in Africa, so that when you go back home, you have a story to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go to South Africa. a round of applause for the Zulu. That was specifically the Indiram dance from the land of the Zulu, and it is a war dance. That's why they are holding the spears, knives, spades. Okay, now we are going to another region. Now we are coming back to Uganda. And Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. The reason why Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa, there are very many reasons. The beautiful weather, because in Uganda it can shine when it is raining and still rain when it is shining. You can only find it here in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. The hospitality, the people here are very hospitable. Let me hope you have tasted the hospitality of Uganda. But other than that, the main reason why Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa is the culture. Uganda has over 50 tribes, and each tribe has its own cultural dance. But right now, we are going to the western part of Uganda, where we find the people called the Banyankole. Do you have some Banyankole here? Abanyankole muisha? Muriho mugumire? Nimukisha buhoro? Mwebare kuisha. That is Ankole, the land of milk and cattle, where you only find the good milk and the good cows. Long-horned. If it is not long-horned, that is not from Ankole. For Ankole cow must be specifically long-horned. And the ladies are very beautiful, but they have never won the beauty contest here in Uganda. Do you know why? You don't know. Because the sitting facility is very huge. It cannot fit in the swimming costume. When you're contesting in the beauty contest, you have to put on the swimming costume, model. No Munyankore does that. They take a lot of milk. They become very huge. Instead of catwalk, they do elephant walk. Yes, they cannot. No Munyankore has ever won the beauty contest, but they are the most beautiful women. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to dance for you a Chtaguro dance. It is called Chtaguro. Can you repeat after me? Chtaguro? Chtaguro. Yes, that ro. Yes, then there you have become a Munyankore. And in Ankole, it is where rapping started from. Yes, you are saying no. You are going to witness today and right now. Those of you watching us from online, if you don't know, from America, America has a lot of rapping. Rapping started from here. Then it spread to other countries. When a Munyankore is rapping, you can know that really this is an Ankole rap. We are going to find out right now. We are the Munye Children's Choir. Yes, we take care of young children and put talent in them. Like my sister here, can you say hello to the people?
Hey.
Say, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, this is the generation we are in right now. When I was growing up at this age, I couldn't speak English. But right now, we are in the new generation. That's Munye Children's Choir. Okay, we are going to Ankole. The rapping, even the audience has to participate. For you, what you only do is to reply, hey, let us see. Nkefuka mwenangwe.
Yay.
Nkefuka mwenangwe.
Yay.
Yemunde chenyor gamba mabikonka mazman ganzara gayanga ganzara mukatangura rukuta bwinchitera nkazwere ngo gamba na matiokori.
Hebare.
Eza mabega zagabani furuka rwempungu kitoke ndi wazarenga chizura cha muhembero.
Hey.
Zatine mtsindo azya kwato mumpanga nkamakanda genshura kabajina nurakanyina bazarumanke chiguri yazara kantara tambika ruhinda.
Hey.
Ikampinguza makoro bizobere nkabani kunda kwego bogana yitunujika shambara gaza mtume ngamira karabamba.
Hebare.
Zabere kazoza gabita ije shara mtanshonyi na muhuko atsamugana zasora nembo kurukuza zingani so kwamba rwe unarwo mchenje. Zategane paradise bwazikisho mzo bwa nkongoro.
Hebare.
Zafuruga za meshiko mikono zamazima twamanyangu ishangiro mbyamucoka cy'abanyanko natecera amazima.
Hey.
Ikefurura zaga bitine muri isiti na mseza mbere chense na byakuza istende cha kamari.
Hebare.
Gororoka zone shubi yabzarona kashambya karumu jogitane zayu yitene Kenya nanto buzo takazarantiki.
Akazarantiki.
Ejo na wajigiza kabara kabzarona kanyebe katumwino kamaga rwambara katoro karjwara karanchi byamayinje karagana san kadaka rusimba kasara karfans kapsa kakara.
Hebare.
Kachancha kakavenge kashakura na kakanyiga na kakumba kakanyiza pampa rwa miranda ranja rwa mtara katyaza mkamsa cyane.
Hebare.
Ikanse sankena iziminga baranganyugo mingo na baranganyugo ninje binga. no manyenti hangera bunyaso kwigira bingi zahuza mu ngo butozabana nyamara cyeranya kabingo zaziro mu irima gwenjurandi ko rwo byo kwenza chuma chikoro ogwa katongore kaburimbo go buryambwika kwatogo kubanza barisha bakiza mimiza bicera kantanike nete zamayizezi gama mazina intandike na byangabo bihogo bya Sina bihogo bya Kiremba bihogo bya Katamunanwire bihogo Nyakakere bihogo Rukobana bihogo Rutasiburana na bihogo bya Ntogo ete byanje neshemwe na byebezebere mu kurugendo ni mashinto nagamba hari byangabo ingamba byangabo rutunjwe nyugunyiriyozi hembe nje bihogo bokenkengeta ngasibonye munti isibere nizoga nkagihimbya nagakati yazinyesire ku muyanda ushira gambe zitavuga maze bavuga mahanshuwe. People are wondering what am I talking about? And you don't understand anything. Yes, that is an Ankore rap. So those of you who didn't know that rapping started from Ankore, that is our Nyankore rap. And we are mainly praising our cows. When you are in the field looking after your cows, you have to praise them and do the chevugo for them. We call it a chevugo. The rapping is called a chevugo. You do the chevugo for them as they are grazing on their pasture. So that is Ankore. And we are now going to see how the Banyankore dances. Okay, let's go. Yes, those are Banyankore men with their hats and their stick. You cannot look after a cow if you don't have a stick. And of course, the hat to protect you from the sunshine. Okay, Murio. Mwenangwe. Murio mugumire.
Tugumire.
Murio mugumire.
Tugumire.
Muisha boss. Murio mugumire.
Tugumire.
Okay, bana batata. Mushitame tuganire. Hainunu ego. Hainunu ego. Amarakaganyu bosho ego. Amarakaganyu hitsanira bajenyi bitu yaye. Ego. Hainunu ego. Munterera hango manzane yaye. Mujikwateho hazamura batenkente yaye. Urashu. Mbana bamawe kundi bambine yaye. Mutaritina hazamura batenkente yaye. Urashu. Abanyankore bakachigamba kwekanonji orubengo nirwende siso nunjo orubengo
nirwende siso nunjo orubengo nirwende siso nunjo orubengo nirwende siso nunjo orubengo nirwende siso nunjo orubengo nirwende siso nunjo
Kwanza mko wishaza kishoba tishoboroka aye ya
kwanza mko wishaza kishoba tishoboroka aye
ya kwanza mko wishaza kishoba tishoboroka aye Mamoriongo
Oriongo liga Mamoriongo liga
Evantu moriongo
liga
Evantu moriongo
liga
Chirere na chigambe chakasane nyanjeriro mwana yazana muramuwe Chirere na chigambe chakasane nyanjeriro mwana yazana muramuwe ego n'abana bahura nihira emsindo yanyubosho egumize tiri ngengoma za nyamitanga Chirere na chigambe chakasane nyanjeriro mwana yazana ehire
ehire
ehire rwengorogoro
ehire nesigebe kaba
kababishini mware migongo
Eh,
mware
ehire.
migongo gwanye kagwara naremwa
ehire nesigebe kaba
kababishini mwiho bunyansi
Eh,
mwiho bunyansi
ehire.
gwanye kabwiha naremwa
ehire nesigebe kaba
inkombe ya Rwanda
Ya
ya
misomaro.
manyakuzane
Inkombe ya-
manyakuzane
Inkombe ya Rwanda. Inkombe ya Rwanda.
kase karonji
Inkombe ya-
naza kujikwateza kabutuza irera rebe nkombe ya Rwanda ene manyakuzane
Inkombe ya
yazana
Rwanda.
kurunji
Inkombe ya Rwanda.
kase karonji egumize tiri tiri naza kujikwateza kabutuza irera rebe nkombe ya Rwanda hazamutahunga bojomwe hazamutahunga tuzane hazamutahunga bojomwe hazamutahunga tuzane hazamutahunga bishimwe hazamutahunga tuzane hazamutahunga bojomwe hazamutahunga tuzane hazamutahunga bojomwe hazamutahunga tuzane
hazamta
rasha check ura tacha Ocho. Urani kabazare tabaga burani kabare bamsi tabare bamsi abana bamawa. Ura, ur, cha, ura, ur, ura, ur. Yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And that was Ankole, the land of America. And ladies and gentlemen, we have been the Munye Children's Choir. And right about now, I hand you again to the MC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Munya Children's Choir. Thank you for that. You've taken us across the African continent. You took us to South Africa, took us to Nigeria, took us to Uganda, took us to Rwanda. For those of you online, if you have not had the opportunity to visit the Pearl of Africa, this would be a very good time to do so. Our food is great, our culture is good, our weather is superb. Now, the background behind me. This background was sponsored or given to us by FBC Red Creed and Company Limited, and because we are Rotarians out of Mauritius. Would like to thank you, Vino. I know that you're online. Would like to thank you very much for the job that you have done for us. Before we call up our next act, the person I'd like to introduce, his love for Rotaract is infectious. As a former Rotaractor himself, he's been a friend to this district for a very, very long time. While he was governor, the district was 9141 in Nigeria. They had the best membership performing as a district. But then, what do you expect from a country that has the largest population in Africa? He's a petroleum engineer. But not only that, he is the Rotary past Vice President, Rotary International. I'd like to ask Rotarian Yinka Hakim, Ola Yinka Hakim Babalola, to come and greet us, and also invite Rotary International President nominee Jennifer Jones to come and speak to us today. Rotarian Yinka. Yes, as you understand, COVID was a thing that is real. So we've got to sanitize, we have to social distance. I know that those of you watching from home, you would not know, you already know what this is, but this has got to happen.
You see, what I wanted to do was to do this assignment when the children were still dancing. I wanted the opportunity to show you my dance steps. Can you give me some beats? Okay, no, 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 no. Aye, wait, don't try me. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from around the world. Thank you for supporting this effort with your generous donations. What you gave to watch this concert is not for a ticket per se. It is a donation to get the Rotary Peace Center in Africa going. I was privileged to represent Rotary at the signing of the MOU for this center at Makerere University January last year. And I'm very pleased that February this year, the first cohort of fellows actually started their classes. Can we applaud that? So this concert is just our little effort to raise as much money as possible to get that peace center functioning. So we thank those of you that have joined us online and those of you that have donated so far. And we hope those that are yet to donate will feel inspired and then do the donation after. And let me say this very quickly. I'm aware that many of our friends from North America had issues with the payment platform. Let me just let you know at this point that should you still want to give something, you can just donate it the usual way you give to the Rotary Foundation, because every single donation goes to the Rotary Foundation in support of the Peace Center. So just go to the Rotary Foundation, give your donation to the Rotary Foundation the same way you normally would do it, but just send it with an email to your TRF officer that this is for the Africa Peace Fund, and they will do the back-end reallocation. So enough of me talking. Let me now present to you our president nominee, Jennifer Jones, who will be addressing us shortly. Jennifer is the founder and president of Madia Street Productions Incorporated, an award-winning media company in Windsor, Ontario. She's a proud member of the Rotary Club of Windsor, Roseland. Her talents have strengthened Rotary reach and impact through many roles, including as trustee of the Rotary Foundation, as vice president of Rotary International, and co-chair of the End Polio Now, Make History Today campaign, raising funds along Bill and Melinda Gates and their foundation. Jennifer is a leader in cultivating experiential fundraising. Experiential fundraising opportunities such as Rotary's Polio Golf Day with Jack Nicklaus. So for those of you who are golfers, you know who that is. That was done in Jupiter, Florida, which raised over 5.25 million for polio eradication in one single day. That's the kind of embarrassment I like for events like this. I just hope somebody will just embarrass us with those kind of funds for this concert, you know? The innovative virtual COVID-19 Rotary Response event that also raised money for COVID-19 relief projects and showcased Rotary's response across the globe. Working alongside political figures, celebrities, and global leaders, she uses her voice to raise awareness and hundreds of millions of dollars to eradicate disease, support peace, and provide clean water and sanitation in developing areas of the world. Her skill as an expert storyteller, and I can attest to that, inspires hope and promise and motivates people to take action. She has received many honors and recognitions, including Rotary's Service Above Self Award and the citation for meritorious service, the YMCA Peace Medallion, and the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, and Wayne State University's Peacemaker of the Year Award, a first for a Canadian. Jennifer is married to Rotarian Nick Krasich, and I think they will deal with me someday for mispronouncing that name, a local family physician. They share a love for many things, including travel, cycling, golf, and relaxing at their family cottage. And they share a thirst for adventure, which has included cresting the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Please put your hands together and join me as we welcome Rotary International President nominee, our very first female incoming president, Jennifer Jones.
With you tonight, particularly as we're putting all of our attention towards the African Peace Fund, raising the vital, critical dollars that are needed to ensure the future vibrancy and success of Africa's very first peace center. And I'm very excited to reiterate what Yinka just shared, that our first cohort starting in February of this year, and oh, what wonderful things we're going to see from these scholars. I'd like to thank past Vice President, and actually I'm going to call him President because Yinka is there in the capacity of the official representative of the President. You should refer to him as President today. And so I would like to thank President Yinka for the very warm and kind introduction. And I would love to give a big hug and a shout out to Governor Rossetti. Thank you so much for including me in your conference. And it's just a year ago, just over a year ago, that I was actually poised to visit you in person. And I was so looking forward to that. Past District Governor Emmanuel was working so hard. And I know I was in conversations with the magazine editor, Maria, and others trying to put together an incredible program, but it was not to happen for obvious reasons. But today, what a joy to be able to participate and see the Munier Children's Choir and all of the entertainment that you have scheduled. So to all of our friends across the globe, now is the time to be generous with your kind funds to help the Africa Peace Fund and to help build it to a place that it will sustain in perpetuity. So I have some remarks to share with you here today, and then a couple of reflections upon where we are in Rotary at this very moment. And then, as I said, we'll turn it back over to some exciting additional entertainment. Too many years ago to count, I sat in a church pew and watched with open eyes and a malleable brain the guest speaker at an annual service celebrating community. I was a young teen with little idea about my future, or really quite honestly, my future career. The speaker, Detroit news anchor Mort Krim, was a towering presence to me. And as I listened, his words unknowingly began to mold my future. I admired how he spoke with integrity. I embraced his words filled with respect. And I listened intently to the message that he delivered with great love. How is it that someone can impact another person so decisively? Well, I know the answer to this question. It's the power of words, the power of our words. We sometimes never know how our words can transform a person from bad day to good, from despair to okay, from child to adult. I've not seen Mr. Krim since that day we met many years ago, but his words shaped my future and my vocational life. I ask you to recognize the amazing power of your words and your ability to instill greatness, power, love, hate, war, and peace. A few years back, I sat in another church, listening to the priest give the homily in French Creole. This is the language of Haiti. Later in the afternoon, I asked him what it was that he shared with his congregation. He told me that he talked about peace and how it starts with each person, how we have to have faith that peace exists and how it must be nurtured in every community. They listened intently, and then they sang with great joy, just like the choir we just heard. That was a New Year's Day, and it was a country that was obviously ravaged by political instability and unrest. But it was a call to action, because in their community, like others, like ours, we believe in peace. They believed in peace. We all believe in integrity and respect, and most of all, love. This year, President Holger has challenged us to open opportunities, and one of the largest of those has been connectivity in our clubs, our districts, and across the globe. In the midst of this pandemic, we have seen the way we connect and communicate change dramatically, not only overnight, but by the hour and even by the minute. Now, that might seem a bit daunting, but just think of our use of social media. For many, it's replaced traditional news sources and has the ability to spread information, often without filter. We post, tweet, and we share things that we like and even the things that sometimes we don't. It's just over 15 years ago that Facebook exploded into our world. I often joke that we can control the space station with a tool like this, and I really don't think that I'm that far off. A few years ago, I was walking down a street in Manhattan, 57th Street, and wondered if a Rotary friend was available for dinner. Using connectivity technology, I asked Siri to call my friend. We connected, and then I asked Siri to call a restaurant and make a reservation. In the time that I had walked 3 short city blocks, I had connected and taken action. Now juxtapose this against Rotary. At the core of our organization is connectivity. We are the original social network. And because of the enduring connections that we make with each other, we're able to solve the world's most pressing challenges. The genesis of an idea may be born by a single individual, but because of Rotary, we have the ability to connect the dots, scale globally, and quite literally change the face of our planet. In many ways, I believe these connections have created peace, peace in our hearts and peace in our minds at a time that we truly need it. A few years ago, I was prepping for a media interview and I was talking with my younger brother, Dave. The interview was about the role of service in civil society. And out of his mouth came these words. He said, in order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it. I love this quote, and it speaks to the core of who we are and what we do. I see a Rotary that increases our impact by focusing on our strategic plan and expands our reach by engaging the entire family of Rotary at every end of the spectrum to create lasting change. As we reflect upon our new strategic priorities, we could have never envisioned that our ability to adapt, as we have, would become our North Star, during which is inarguably the most profound time in recent history. Just look at how we have responded to COVID-19. I like to say, when the world stepped down, we stepped up. We didn't need to tell our members to be people of action. You showed us that you already were. We've moved more than $35 million through the Rotary Foundation for frontline support of PPE, ventilators, food scarcity items, and so much more. And just imagine the tens of millions more that we have raised in our own communities that have provided life-saving support across the globe. Our polio infrastructure has helped us combat COVID in many parts of the world. And while immunizations had to take a brief hiatus, polio workers were able to pivot into becoming COVID workers and continue the critical contact tracing and surveillance. You know this story. It's a story that I think we should all be shouting from the rafters about our relevance in tackling both of these deadly viruses. Today, we stand on the brink of history, both in the eradication of polio and in the fight against COVID-19. We have had the audacity to believe that we can eradicate polio, and we will. I believe when Rotary began this journey towards eradicating polio, we were like teenagers. And like adolescents, we were in the process of growing up. It galvanized us towards a cause. It made us speak with a united voice. It made us believe that we could achieve the unthinkable. We collected notable global figures to stand shoulder to shoulder, adding additional credibility to our cause. It made us understand that if you have dreams, it is our responsibility to make them happen. I think back to a meeting a few years ago when our very dear Sam Awori posed an interesting philosophical question. He said, if 30 years ago, we would have asked Rotarians to raise $1.5 billion and immunize 2.5 billion children, and it would have taken more than 30 years, would we have done it? Likely not. But we have, and we will. And I'd like to pay honor and tribute to Sam and his beloved wife, Nora. I know how much they were a part of your Rotary and personal lives, and how much we all love them both. May they rest in peace. But just think, one person's dream was able to mobilize 1.2 million of us to dream the same dream. I believe these dreams have created peace, peace in our hearts and peace in our minds at a time that we need it. As you know, for so long, we did our good work quietly and not for recognition. And while this has been noble, it's made it difficult for people to understand the good work of Rotarians, of you and I. What we've learned is that when we tell our stories, like-minded people want to join with us. And what a story we have. Albert Einstein, whose theories exploded and reshaped our ideas of how the universe works, is considered the most influential physicist of the 20th century. Now, part of his charm was his disheveled looking hair. And in addition to that, one of his peculiar habits was to never wear socks. Such a quirky and eccentric soul, and one of the greatest thinkers of our time. Over his lifetime, he was often quoted, and when I read the following, I thought that he might have written this for Rotary. He said, "Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value." This, my friends, is a game-changing concept for us, because if you turn that thought on its head, you can see that understanding our value is actually the key to our success. So how do we measure what's important to us? What is Rotary's value proposition? I believe that our new vision provides a contemporary lens for describing and defining our path. These following words: together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. That lasting change within ourselves, I think, might be the most important part of that statement. That's the value of membership. We bring leaders in and we create better leaders. From year to year, the emphasis at Rotary changes, but what's really important stays the same. We are still and always will be an organization built on core values of service, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. We're united in our belief in and use of the four-way test, and we're people of action who are working together to increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. These are big, ambitious tasks, well beyond the scope of any one leader in any term to fully enact. And that's why we all work together, one term to the next, one level of leadership to another. We are all one Rotary, one team, working tirelessly toward important goals that affect the lives of millions. And that's why when we're at a time like our district conference, it's so important to reflect upon these transitions. That's our great mission. It's one that I'm so proud to be a part of, and one that I'm so pleased to be working with you to bring to life. Thank you to all of you for your outstanding leadership and for including me in this peace concert. It is indeed an honor. And I truly look forward to a day when we can celebrate in person, when we can dance together, beating the drums and moving our feet. And until then, thank you all for being part of the family of Rotary, and enjoy the rest of the evening and all of the music. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you, President nominee Jennifer, for those inspiring words. I'm sure by now, all of you watching have a better idea of the region in which the Peace Center is located. I'm sure among the many things you've learned is that there is great diversity in our region. And just in case you think you have seen everything, there is more. And at this point, I would like to invite our next group of entertainers, and that is the Indian troupe from the Ugandan Indian Association. Welcome to the stage.
थोड़ी सी परवीन आ जाओ ना तो सही ऐसी मन की है सच्ची तुम हो सितारों की परी हो अब तो आए जा हमको ले जाए जा अब तो आए जा हमको ले जाए जा देखो आने जाने वाले सारे साथ खड़े हैं कभी ना कभी मैंने भी तो ऐसे वैसे ख्वाब लिखे हैं कि हम तो आस पास सास में और रात साथ बात करे क्यों ना रह लो ना अब तो आए जा हमको ले जाए जा अब तो आए जा हमको ले जाए जा
കുട്ടനാടൻ പുഞ്ചയിലെ ദിത്തേ തകതേതേതോ കൊച്ചുവെണ്ണി കുയിലാളി ദിത്തി താരാലയിലെ കൊട്ടു വേണം കുഴൽ വേണം കുരവ വേണം കൊട്ടു വേണം കുഴൽ വേണം കുരവ വേണം ഓ ദിത്തി താരാ ദിത്തേ ദിത്തേ തകതേതേതോ 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 ദിത്തി
जब भी कोई लड़की देखो मेरा दिल दीवाना बोले
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Round 3. Fight! club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends sat at the table doing shots, and then we start to dance, and now I'm singing like, I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
स्वामीनाथ परिपालय शुमां स्वामीनाथ परिपालय शुमां स्वामीनाथ परिपालय शुमां स्वप्रकाश वल्लेश गुरुगुहा स्वप्रकाश वल्लेश गुरुगुहा देव सनेश स्वप्रकाश वल्लेश गुरुगुहा देव सनेश स्वामीनाथ परिपालय शुमां स्वामीनाथ परिपालय शुमां
Madly searching for this fine shorty. In my world, the number one hottie. Everywhere she make him go crazy. Got to get me, yes, not maybe. तेरी आँखें भूल भुलैया, बातें हैं भूल भुलैया. तेरे सपनों की गलियों में I keep looking for you, baby. तेरी आँखें भूल भुलैया, बातें हैं भूल भुलैया. तेरे सपनों की गलियों में you keep driving me so crazy.
Dance.
में तू रहती है, बेताबी कहती है. I keep praying all day, all night long. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.
Honey sing. ਠੇਕਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਨਿੱਤ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਹੋ ਠੇਕਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਨਿੱਤ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਗਲਾਸੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਠੇਕਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਨਿੱਤ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਗਲਾਸੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਚ ਨਿੱਤ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਗੰਡਾਸੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਚ ਨਿੱਤ ਖੜ ਕੇ
मैं डालू ताल पे भंगड़ा तू भी गिद्दा पाले चले रंग जमा दे हमके बने सभी मत वाले
मन कहे कि मैं ले आऊं चांद और तारे सारे इन हाथों पर मैं चांद रखूं इस मांग में भर दूं तारे
हेलो हेलो तू फ्लोर पे जब है आई येलो येलो बड़ी सॉलिड मस्ती छाई
हेलो हेलो तू मच है तुमने लगाई येलो येलो कंट्रोल करो मेरे भाई धक 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 धड़के ये दिल छन छन बोले अंदर सारी चूड़ियां रात बड़ी है हम तो हैं कैपेचिनो तुम पी लो जरा हसीनो हम तो हैं कैपेचिनो तुम पी लो जरा हसीनो
हम तो हैं कैपेचिनो तुम पी लो जरा हसीनो
हम एक पे एक फरी हैं सिर्फ जितने चाहे मारो तंदन नंदन 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 दाओ
डिंग डाना डिंग डाना डिंग डाना डिंग डिंग डाना डिंग डाना डिंग डाना डिंग दिल वालों के
हो दिल वालों के दिल का करार लूटने हम आए हैं यूपी बिहार
दिल वालों के दिल का करार लूटने हम आए हैं यूपी बिहार लूटने
हो दिल वालों के दिल का करार लूटने हम आए हैं यूपी बिहार लूटने
हवा के हम झोंके जो देखे वही चौंके जब निकले टसन में हम बन ठन के
दिल वालों के दिल का करार लूटने हम आए हैं यूपी बिहार लूटने
दिल वालों के दिल का करार लूटने हम आए हैं यूपी बिहार लूटने
Can you feel it? Then let's go for it.
उड़न छू छू मैं चिड़िया फिरंगी बलम तू देसी मौसम्बी उड़न छू छू मैं चिड़िया फिरंगी बलम तू देसी मौसम्बी
दिल की आदतें बंदर छाप है खाली पीली छत पे चढ़े चढ़ के उतर जाए हरदम मोड़ में लल्लन टाप है
गंदी में गिनता है एक दो तीन चार पाँच
चल चल सचिन नाच
Do we feel the energy, or is it just me? Was it just me, or is that the energy? I know you're online and you're watching, but you should be in this room. If you are in this room, you should be in this room. In 1917, the first convention, which happened in 1917, the primary focus for Rotary was peace and peace building. And they've been at it for the last couple of so years. There are about 8 peace centers in the world. We are lucky to have one now. And it's the first in Africa. And it's at Makerere University. Its first cohort of 20 started in January 2021. But let's not forget the reason that we are here today. It is to find 12 million US dollars in perpetuity to support 40 Peace Fellows every year. I would like to invite the chairman of this organizing committee. He sits on the Rotary Foundation Chair Trust. He's a past district governor. Rotarian Emmanuel Katongole, to come to the stage or to come and speak to you, and then we move from here.
Thank you so very much, Joel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. First of all, let me correct this. I do not sit on the board of trustees of the Rotary Foundation. I am a member of the Rotary Foundation Peace Major Gifts Initiative Committee. Now, friends, about 2 weeks ago, the organizing committee of this concert took a decision that this concert should be an Indo-Africa concert. I was tasked to look for friends who could perform an Indian dance and the like. I could not think of any other person other than my friend, Mr. Rao, who is the chairman of the Indian Association of Uganda. When I described to Mr. Rao what we do at Rotary Foundation and Rotary International, particularly in the area of peace, he said, we shall participate. The troupe that you've seen here on stage are not professional artisans. Actually, they are spouses and children of top business leaders in Uganda. The fact that within 2 weeks, they could put together such a wonderful team, buy the costumes, train, and be able to present to us is something I want to say thank you. It is my greatest honor and privilege that I invite the chairman of the Indian Association in Uganda, a leading entrepreneur in this country, Uganda, Mr. Rao, to come and greet you all. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. How is the performance? These claps can boost my people. They are not professionals, they are just students in the schools here. They put this performance in 2 weeks and they done this one. Thank you all. On behalf of Indian Association Uganda, we do all CSR activities in this country. People mistakes. If it is Indian Association, that means it is for Indians. But it's not. Indian Association, all Indians collects the fund and we distribute these funds to needy Ugandans. We do a lot of charity works. Recently, we had done 100 heart surgeries and 21,000 plinths of blood. This blood, 21,000 of plinths of beds we have collected. This is Africa's highest collection. Means in Uganda we collected 21,000 plinths of blood. And we do sponsor technical education and do hand-in-hand work with the National Task Force and Ministry of Health during the COVID-19 period. And we constructed recently War Game Center for the Staff College Kimaka. Indian Association Uganda is delighted to be part of this noble cause. We pleased to join hands this campaign, and we are positive that through this initiative we shall yield a magnificent change inside the mindset of people. Please note that this is the time we should equip our youth and the voiceless to identify their potential and strength capabilities that will enable us to mitigate the conflicts. Fellow members, your support is a paramount, and I therefore call upon well-wishers who joined 3 hours virtual peace concert compromising African Indian beat. Lack of war does not necessarily mean a peace. Without peace, there is no development that can take place. Peace is a building joint responsibility which each one of us needs to practice. Remember, if you can remember, if you can't feed 100 people, feed one, and that it can raise your $50, can contribute to whoever you have. I have learned this from Muse Emmanuel Katangole. Thanks to my team for wonderful performance. I must also say thanks to Rotary Foundation for hosting this. Please give them a round of applause. Have a blessed time for God and my country. Thank you.